Hello, everyone. Microsoft Teams has emerged as a hub of collaboration with millions and millions of users using it for their day-to-day work. However, there is a large section of the users who would want to use Teams but are not able to use it. For example, assuming that there is a G Suite user who has got Gmail into their whole system and they, for whatever reasons, don't want to switch to Microsoft 365. So while they would love to use Teams, but they cannot use it because they cannot really change their email system, which is deep into their day-to-day work. So I'm super excited to share with you a solution which will allow these users to remain on their current system at the same time use Teams for day-to-day collaboration. So the scenario I'm talking about is an organization which has G Suite as the platform for email and maybe Google Drive, right? But they want to use Teams. So I have my colleagues with me on the call, so I'm going to take their help. So let's start off with the first scenario, please. Let's share the screen and check out the G Suite user in the panel, the G Suite panel. So here we have the Gmail panel. We have the users. Let's say there's a user who is essentially on G Suite. OK, they can send mails, receive mails, do everything on G Suite. Now let's go and schedule a Teams meeting. So how will this user schedule a Teams meeting? Let's check that out. So here is a Gmail calendar. So now this user is going to schedule, let's say, a meeting. So here you have the pop-up where you schedule a meeting, let's say for Tuesday or for tomorrow, for the next day, say Teams meeting, for proposal. OK, for proposal. It's scheduled for July 18 between 4 and 5 p.m. OK, now you see this option. You add a user there. You can essentially add attendees. First, you add the attendees there. You can just put in any attendee. But interesting thing here. First, let us add an attendee. Now, this attendee is out of the Gmail system, so you can probably add any user. Let's say Snehal. You can just add Snehal or anyone. OK, just add Snehal. All right. Now, you added a user. Now, the interesting part is that when you are checking the platform, in this platform, we get options. It says join with Google Meet as one option, but when you do a drop-down menu, so once you do a drop-down menu, you can actually get a second option if you see there, Microsoft Teams meeting. This is very interesting. So I'm going to select Microsoft Teams meeting because the user wants to use Teams meeting for meeting, calling, chatting, collaboration, just about everything. OK, so you choose that option. And once you've chosen that option, now you can pretty much send out the invite. OK, send out the invite, say send. So now you have invited some guests outside. So now the interesting thing is, now you see on the right side, you see already a Teams pop-up which has come up in the Google Calendar. It says that there's a meeting tomorrow, which is a Teams meeting, and this is how it is. Now, can we quickly have a look at the invite which has gone? Let's switch screens to the user who would have got the invite, please. OK, so here is the invite which has come in. OK, so here's the invite. This invite says that there is a meeting. OK, this meeting is there on Tuesday between 4 and 5 p.m. And it's a regular Teams invite which is there. So the person can join this Teams invite, and there's a pop-up at the upper corner also, which actually tells you that 4 o'clock there's a meeting for Teams meeting for proposal. So this is an invite, which is a regular Teams invite, which has come. But the interesting thing is it has come from a user who is using G Suite. So that's the level of integration we are talking about. Now let's go back to the G Suite user, please. The calendar of G Suite user and try to log in into that. Let's say join the meeting. Let's see the experience, what happens. So just click on the join button for tomorrow's meeting, please. Yeah, just join it. So yeah, don't go ahead. Just you. OK, here you are getting this pop up and everything else. But interesting thing is you are getting a regular Teams meeting invite. So you can just leave this meeting for now. So this is how the experience will be. Absolutely no difference between a user who's using G Suite for his mails and other stuff, but wants to use Teams. So that's a very interesting scenario which is there, which we have shown you. Now let us look at the second scenario. In the second scenario, we are going to have an external user. Let's sending a Teams meeting invite to the G Suite user. Let's do that. Let's go. Yeah. So here is an external user using Microsoft 365. So create a new Teams meeting, please. So once you create a new Teams meeting, let's say you create a meeting for tomorrow between 2 and 3. OK, Teams proposal meeting. Just say Teams proposal meeting between 2 and 3 p.m. Right? Teams proposal meeting. And time you can just schedule it between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Right? So you have 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and just select the user, please, the G Suite user. There's a test user 2, test user, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Selected. It's selected. Fine. Now you can just set across an invite, please. Send the invite. So this invite is now going from a Microsoft 365 user. OK. So let's say it's gone. Now let's switch back to the G Suite user, the calendar of G Suite user. Now here the G Suite user has got an invitation and on the email, right? And when you open that email, you get a proper meeting invite, which says between 2 and 3 p.m. This is, by the way, this email has come in G Suite in a Gmail in the inbox, and there's a link. So why don't you click the link, please? So once you click the link, obviously what's going to happen? It's going to open the Teams, a regular Teams pop-up will come. So that's fine. We don't really have to go into the meeting, but that should be OK. So I think we can stop sharing the screen now. And what we have shown you now really is a fantastic method of coexistence where the user who's using G Suite wants to continue using G Suite, but wants to make full use of Teams platform for collaboration. So with minimal of disturbance, you can do all this. And that's the demo all about. I hope you have liked the demo and have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.